Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR2. Today we've got another match of the Link to Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2023. This is Semifinals. Game 1 here between alexjas and Knucks. I'm starting with me on comms is James. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, and yeah, we've got semifinal number 2. If you haven't been able to check any of the races, we got Kazden taking on Darkened Sky in the first set of semifinals. That one's over. We're going to find out who the winner of that race series' opponent's going to be. Game 1 today, Game 2 tomorrow.
Yep. And then if Game 3 is needed, that will be scheduled at a later date.
And the race bot has chosen hard for the mode today, which there's going to be a lot of pieces of heart. Just get that out of the way right now.
Yep, yes they are, because this is an modified hard item pool. There are
there's 48 of them. There's 48
heart pieces, 4 regular heart containers, sync heart. Then you have
the big thing is one bow. There's the bow and the silvers. They're separate, like they used to be long time ago.
Yep, there's 4 swords, 4 swords placed, but max tempered. Only 1 bottle, which is empty. No males, no half magic. I think that's the main things.
Yeah, we're underway, and we're starting with separate entrances already. Alex starting at Link's house, getting some cash. Knucks starting at Sanctuary, picking up the Ether Medallion. And I didn't quite catch Eastern, but Crystal's the other 2.
Looks like it. Yeah, I unfortunately missed Eastern as well. We'll get another look at on the Nexus screen in a moment. I need to fix the Nexus cropping a bit still.
Runner's finding out our tier 1 free pull, just firewood.
Yep.
That a single throw on the lumberjack ledge?
It might have been, yeah.
That is a unique item, but we're not going to bother with it today.
No, unique, but not required for anything particular.
Team Knucks are trying to get 4 kills set up to do a next level tier 3 pull, either tier 2 or tier 3, depending whether or not he takes damage.
Lux, having found not much of anything on the uncle, is going to head on over to Lost Woods. No lumberjack check for him yet, and there's a book, which interesting game.
Very interesting to see if Knucks goes and reads Pedestal right now. He chose to go take a look at Lumberjack Ledge, which is not something runners will necessarily do in open mode, especially without boots. You find bombs on the tier 3 pull. But yeah, Knucks is going to take this book and go read Pedestal and just get a little bit of information out of the way. Find out whether or not that pedestal is going to be anything important.
Yeah, and Alexa's not choosing to do that. Is going to save that for later. And we'll see if this is important information. No, it's not. Maximum health increased. I think that's either a heart piece or heart container. We don't need it.
That one's a full heart. No, we are not going to need that.
Red
is a pendant.
So book is potentially relevant for that desert access, given that it's one of our crystals.
Generally, you're hoping not to need a book to get in desert, but you might need it today.
Well, if Meyer is a pendant, that might one of our other pendants, that might be nice to not have to worry about a flute mirror for desert access. Is that 4 heart pieces in a row, by the way, in blinds up?
That is. Well, welcome to Tournament Heart Open.
Yes, indeed. Even given that it's a little funny to see 4 in a row, there's a pair of gloves, Noel.
That's behind a bomb wall, and I guess Alex does have enough money to buy bombs, but might be a while before he gets to talk to the bottle vendor.
Yeah, looks like it, because they're just getting more health here, and besides the, mostly just health and CAC as expected for this mode.
Yeah, this
Mind
is
you, Knucks is also a little bit poor at the moment for bottle vendor.
yeah, but depending on what's behind the wall here, might get a little more cash, might see some more resources. It was only 3 heart pieces in 20 minutes.
Okay, missed one. They were all red. And there's, well, never mind, there's 200 beasts. Chicken Hut giving us the goods. And another 50 in the blind set bumble wall for Knucks. Kind of burn off the bottle vendor, okay. Nice early safety.
It is. Knucks knows that the bush crabs have full magic, so we'll be able to kind of just use that Burna up in Mini Moldorm Cave and then refill from the crab on the screen on the left if he chooses to go right to left there. With the book, you have a little bit of incentive of doing that, doing Mini Moldorm Cave to dam to Agina, to desert, potentially.
So that does leave the risk of isolating Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that, with as thorough as Knucks has been, even in these first 5 minutes, probably not going to be something he really wants to do. We could definitely see Alex make that sort of play, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now, though, both runners are just retracing each other's steps. Knucks are first runner to head south out of CAC due to Alex's bomb issues. And $20 in the library is not going to be required.
No. If I was at Alexa's seat, I would think about just skipping library and race game here. But with his bear and his Kakariko, that might be a bad decision. But
yeah,
it's a long walk.
It is, if he had to backtrack up north to get the checks with bombs. But yeah, this Caxford Baron, usually CAC in the early game tends to provide at least something, just because there's so many Sphere Zero checks, but not really. This Sword on the race game, though, was worth it.
Yeah, I'd be out of sword in this seed for a while.
Yeah, and Alexa's gonna lose a little time teaching the sword first, and then gonna go right back for it. And they're gonna say, actually, play it to the castle for Knucks. Uncle in front of Escape.
Yeah, not having done Uncle yet, started at Sanctuary at the very beginning of the game, took that all the way to Kakariko, gets to loot these 2 Uncle checks in along with the front of Escape and another 3 or 4 checks there, depending on how Knucks is feeling about those dark rooms and taking time out to do Death Warps.
Yeah. Sword Accord for Alex, and that's going to be a safe quit. I'd consider him more likely to be South Shore right now. We'll see. And Knucks is going to continue.
Yeah, pretty standard South Shore play here from Alex. Gonna head to Dam. We'll see if it's Dam left or Dam right. Really depends on how you're feeling about this book and glove. If you get a fire source here, you're almost certainly heading left to take a look at Desert right now.
I would agree with you on that, because if you have a fire source, then you've got a high chance of being able to clear Desert. Or fire source, sorry, 300 more rupees for in the dam.
That's Sora money.
Yeah, that was, I was about to say, that's Sora money for them. Because one thing that could push him to the east would be a pair of flippers, potentially.
Yeah, flippers or boots here. Some important sort of footwear. But it's just a piece of art. Just a piece of art.
Yeah. So let's see what's in Mini Moldorm Cave. Getting a magic refill off the crab. And Knucks has sucked up the small key, and In the first check of escape, it looks like.
Let's see if Alex puts this burn into use. Nope, gonna hold on to that magic and just take a little riskier strategy here.
Yeah, it's a hammer for Knucks.
Uncle Router's in actual shambles.
See, $20, another heart piece, Master Sword, our first shield, and some bombs in Mini Moldrum Cave, and that's a safe quit. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the way these two runners played, it kind of makes sense. You really don't want to commit to a... Alex has kind of let these knowledge checks go by the wayside. Knucks trying to do a death warp and dies before getting that big key and getting that chest in Zelda's cell. Trying to hammer here, I would just do something else, honestly.
I probably would as well, but you also don't want to come back. You don't want to lose time to having a major item in that chest. It's a tricky call. As you get $20, $300, and a map, so that is confirmed an item in that cell. And an item in Dark Cross as well.
Yep. Knucks should up being a little bit quicker to that Dark Cross item. We'll be able to get to it from the back, having that small key. But Alexa's not going to leave this hammer hidden for long.
Nope, he's heading right over there himself. So, runners fairly close at the moment. Next, having done most of the front of escape, but Alexa's done the back end part of South Shore.
Both these runners prioritizing checks that are very close to one of the starting locations. You've still got a Saroslas hut that's open for 3 items. You've got Desert Palace may have an item, but you also have Desert Ledge and Agina for 2 guaranteed checks. And then Fake Footprint of the Zora areas, a check under the bridge plus the Zora item itself. So all these areas have about the same amount of items, but this one is certainly the closest to Alex right now.
It is. Saha and Eastern together, don't forget. There's a good couple of items there.
Yeah, and with Eastern being a pendant, you're a little more incentivized to, if you're going to make that check, to just do it now. Yeah. Oh, it's skipping that key, doesn't need it.
Nope. Already visited back of escape, don't need it to get to Dark Cross. Though it did make me pause for a second to make sure, yes, that's fine.
Yeah. Kind of surprised Knucks is doing Dark Cross from the front, having the glove and having that key.
Alex needs to be careful. There we go. Just use the hammer. Don't make the same mistake that Knucks did, but there we are. And that's a nice death warp.
So nothing in Zelda Cell, nothing in Dark Cross. We've got a hammer, we've got a glove. No Moon Pearl yet. The biggest source of items now. And Knucks is going to go to the South Shore. That's his most dense area. But for Lex after this, do you take a look at Desert? Do you take a look at Sarasla and potentially hopping into a pending Eastern Palace? It's decision time for Lex here in just a moment.
Yeah, for sure. And no sign of lab. We can't technically go to Death Mountain out of logic. It's 2 checks out of logic, which, nah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Like, they'd really ideally like to find at least a mirror or hook shot before heading up there.
I'm generally just a fan of not going up the mountain out of logic, unless you have a significant reason to. And I think it's more than just being able to do the light world checks up there at this point.
And Knucks is gonna head straight left from the dam. No Mini Moldrum Cave just yet, so we'll not have his Master Sword, but not particularly consequential for the moment. And Alex is looking to head the same way.
That's Master Sword shouldn't matter too much right now. And this makes sense for the way Knucksman was played. He's very, very thorough. both in gathering information and kind of clearing out dungeons as he goes along. So, going to make this play west. Might even hop in the desert here, and then I would assume if we don't find it, he's going to do Mini Moldorm east to Ice Rod Cave, and then potentially Fake Flipper from there.
I assume so. Harpies on Akina is not what we need. Yeah, they will both be making the play into desert. With a book, with so little left, you have to get the information, at least if it's boots locked.
Absolutely. Kind of an awkward spot. Both runners kind of forced to check Agina before hopping into desert, not having a fire source yet. Typically want to go into desert first and then just save and quit from the back of Agina, but not afforded that luxury without a way to complete the dungeon as of yet.
No, you can't risk going to desert and then, oh, I should have just done Agina first. There's my lamp for fire rod, because that always feels a little bad. Just some bombs on desert ledge, so that's not our progression. And we can't go to the right side. There are 2 more checks available there.
Yeah, find out soon enough if this is find out soon enough if this is boots locked or not.
Speaking of fire sources,
oh, what a video game! What a video game!
Indeed, there's the big key.
So this will be 1 dungeon down for both these runners.
Yep. Lamp does give us logical mountain access, but not much else.
And now this sword difference is a little bit advantageous for Lex. Gonna be able to land much quicker than Knucksman with Master Sword versus Fighter Sword.
Yeah, the Master Sword makes a substantial difference. Just Compass on the Torch, that will not be a required return with boots for an item. And there's a hook shot. Okay, definitely a mountain play then.
Is there a world where you just don't even bother fighting the boss here and you just leave?
I think if it's a crystal, and I think you just finish it out. Lamp does give logical checks in Eastern, correct, Mr. Narrodar, but it's also a pen to Eastern. They're not going there right now. They've got the mountain.
Yeah, Alexis out of here. I like this. I really like just not doing this boss right now. There's no item behind it. You're almost certainly going to be able to get back here quickly, either with boots or a flute. I really like just not dealing with Landmo without a bow, without any other sort of way to speed the fight up right now.
Yeah, it's true. It's not exactly a fun fight. We'll just see how Knucks fares. 5 hearts, green mail, fighter sword. It's not, it's fairly low percent as the Landmos goes.
Well, actually, take this opportunity to take a look at Lumberjack Ledge. See that arrow? Leave it forever.
Lex climbing mountain is expected. So you've got Old Man, you've got Inspec Rock, we can peek on Spec Rock. There's all the checks in Paradox, Pearl Cave, and Hera available to our runners.
Yeah, nearly full set of things on the mountain. And well fought by Knucks using Burn to get a lot of damage on all 3 Landmolas. Landmolas, Landmolai. What's the plural of Landmola? Is it Landmolas?
I think it's an S for the plural. And I realize he also could have used hammer, but Burn is the safer option here.
Yeah. That's one crystal to not know for Knucks.
Yep. Crystal to none, but relatively inconsequential. It really depends on, well, Lex losing a few seconds here to getting dead rocked.
Chat, honk if you love dead rocks.
And then he just not slashes this dead rock into the doorway. Don't do that either. Game not cooperating with Alex. But since Alex knows it is just the map on Landos, it's not a big deal for now, unless the game just decides to not give them a fast way back to Desert for ages.
Yeah.
Like, usually they're going to find a flute or boots or something to get back to that area fast, especially depending on what our crystal layout is in the Dark World.
Yeah, if you look at, you're going to get a chance to look at the Dark World layout after Hera. If you see it's a independent miner, then you're maybe a little more intense to come back quick sooner than you might want to.
Yeah, and just a bottle and paradox here, so that was bottle and a boomerang, I guess. Not the most productive paradox game of all time.
No. Knucks did find looks like 20 rupees is the stun prize.
Not too bad, yes. You get to look at the floating island here, which is Knucks. And Alex is going to go to commentator race yesterday where Blue and Hera versus Spiral Cave made a rather important routing difference in the stat seed. Blue and Hera basement, Mitts on Spiral Cave. One runner got Mitts, then Flute, the other got Flute, then Mitts, and it made a substantial difference.
Very interesting.
Well, got Mitt, well, if you get, because the Flute gave nothing, so the runner got Flute first from Hera basement and continued to Mitts and Spiral Cave, but if you get Mitts from Spiral Cave, you're less inclined to go for Hera basement to get what ended up being a Flute that made a real difference that seed. Because they didn't get them those Mitts until that Flute until much later.
Right.
Since Mitts opened up a lot.
Fresh checks on both sides. Just a piece of heart in Hera Cage.
Yep. That is our first item to note. And Ice Red Cave is a new check for Knucks. And 10 arrows, so Alex will not be hurting for that. Second check of Hera is the big key. Gonna do a Hera pot setup here.
This one setup looks pretty finicky for Alex. There's definitely simpler ones out there, but does get it done.
If it works, it works. Speaking of the Hera basement, we're going to want to count items here to see if there's an item in said basement as we get the compass in the big chest and... Okay, flippers, alright. We don't want to do the basement, and that gives us more checks.
Yeah, basement's only going to have either a small key or a map. Either way, we don't care. In launch, that puts under the bridge, Waterfall Cave, Zora Ledge.
Zora himself already in logic with the glove. And Moldorm goes down nice and quick. 2 trolley for Alex today, giving us the small key and his first crystal. Still looking for that Moon Pearl for Dark World access effectively.
Knucks taking a look at Spectral Rock. We see Quake up top and just some bombs inside.
Yep. May need to go back for that Quake later, as depending on what our TR, if TR or Mire are required, and if one of them needs Ether, or not Ether, Quake. Hammer Tracker does need Hammer marked for Alex, by the way, he's got it for a bit.
Burn as well. That's less important.
Yeah, that has been marked.
Spiral Cave without boots. Always fun. And
Yep.
walking.
And $300. Alright, that's safe quit for Alex. And he's gonna just go on safe quit to Link's house, which is as expected.
Yeah, this is almost certainly water checks. Maybe Ice Rod Cave as well, but the way Alex has been playing the seed, I would be surprised to see him head over to Ice Rod Cave anytime soon.
I think so. Knucks gonna get his bunch of nothing. That's a terrible spot for the flute on Lake Island.
It's a great spot for a flute. You know exactly where it's at. You just need a lot of things to get it.
Well, they technically need a mirror and moon pearl at this point, but where's the mirror and moon pearl becomes the next question.
Who knows if we even need that flute? Alex is hoping to find that flute. That'll make getting back to the desert a lot quicker.
Yep. No, our progression isn't hope though, because that's 20 more rupees. In case they needed more, although they're both at well over 1,000 each. Money is not a concern for either of them.
No, especially with stun prizes being 20 rupees as well. We're never going to run out of seed.
I don't recall seeing Ether Tablet from Alex, just a herpes though.
I don't think Alex made that check either. Maybe just forgot he had the book in Master Sword.
Possible. Thankfully, his skip checks aren't hurting him yet, but I do worry that it might bite him later.
Yeah, that's one of those that even if playing as a
correcting us, Alex did check Ether Tablet.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that's one of those checks that even as aggressive as Alex is playing the seed so far, I would not personally skip.
Especially when they're running progressively lower and lower on checks like they are right now. There's our Moon Pearl finally. Slower ledge. Alright.
We just needed flippers, and we had no other reasonable way of getting that Moon Pearl.
Oh. Yeah, because they don't exactly have stellar equipment to try and do enhance the fake flipper right now. And Tempered Sword. Sora is not a scam. I'll take that.
Yeah, with this much money, you don't care that you're spending 500 rupees for a sword, and Tempered Sword's going to make boss fights very, very easy from the rest of the seed on.
Yep, especially because it's time for Dark World. We're out of here. Ether Tableau is nothing, Misagi. Immediate hype cave play here for Alex.
Yeah, we're just a piece of heart on Ether Tablet. One of 48 you'll find in the suit.
Yep. And Mulderm's down for Knucks. Pretty good Mulderm fights for them both. No real trolling. And that's crystal number 2 for him. Pendant Skullwoods, Green Pendant Ice, and I did not catch the red crystals.
Looked like the 5/6s were Mire and Turtle Rock.
Okay, there's Boots.
Yeah!
Lex is probably pretty happy about that. And the Mirror. Perfect.
Alright, we're gonna grab this flute right now.
I was just thinking that one of the reasons why Alex might be around the Hype Cave, besides it just being 5 quick checks, is if you get the mirror right here, you can take it right on over to CAC and activate it along with your Dark World checks there. And it works out very nicely. Whee!
Yeah, I think most runners go not only for the 5 quick checks, but you don't want to commit to going into the Dark World and Kakariko and end up with Skull Woods and Thieves Town both being pendants in that situation. This works out really well.
Oh, it absolutely does. It's gonna flute acquired. It's gonna save put, go run over to CAC, activate that flute, and then probably take the portal over there. I want to say Thieves Town is full clearable.
Yeah, you got a mirror now. You can do
there,
Thieves Town. You Thieves Town. You can hop into Skull Woods if that's your flavor of play, and then really decide whether you want to go north or south out of Village Outcasts and do either K45 or Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and do Catfish, potentially.
And Knucks is just gonna follow Alex through these water checks, so we'll see the same stuff from him. A couple minutes behind getting to his Moon Pearl, essentially due to beating Landmost, really.
Yeah. That and the death in Fallen Chain Guard. The unintentional death in Fallen Chain Guard.
Yeah, those are the two main things. I think that's put him a bit behind. I guess Detour to Ice Arcade it is a bit. He's been just slightly more thorough and more unfortunate in the case of the Ball and Chain Guard. Which is a minor differential, but we're still a long way from go mode. There's plenty to see left.
Yeah, still need a ton of things. Very interested to see how Alex chooses to play this. No reason to turn your flute just yet. You can do it literally whenever while you're here.
You can do so. Just mirror next to the Thieves and entrance. It's fine. Yeah.
If he does forget to turn that flute in, though, then we can talk.
Yeah, we'd need to have words with him if he forgot the flute. Nothing on chess game.
And Alex chose not to hop into Skull Woods. Be interesting to see if that precludes a play north after Village Outcasts, or if it's just not wanting to hop into a pendant dungeon.
We'll see. Flute being activated now, as expected. And Knucks will have his Tempered and Moon Pearl here in a minute. Brewery giving us money.
Yep. Interesting choice by Alex to choose to clear out Village Outcast before hopping in the Feast. And you're under the hammer, you're not looking for anything to full clear that dungeon. A lot of ring others typically like to do 2 of those checks and then hop into Village Outcast and do the 3rd on the way out.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna lose much time to it with Boots, really, as he does head in now. Map in the first check, Knucks doing his map check of the Dark World's Fist. Maps.
Yeah, I thought maybe Alex choosing to do Brewery was going to lead him to doing C-shaped house on the way out and heading north, but really don't know where he's going to go after this.
Yeah, we'll have to see as well if he finds anything interesting in here. As one thing that might send him further south is I realize we've got full Swamp Palace access. I can understand why Alex didn't go straight into Swamp from the flute, but that is a check that is now available. That is an entire palace that is now clearable.
Yeah, and you can get there pretty quickly with the flute whenever you want to, so you may want to put that off if you find some hits. Hope for go mode Swamp Palace later in the seed.
Also
welcome, Raiders.
Thank you for the raid, Scottish Brave with a party of 24. Welcome in. We are just over half an hour into a open heart seed here for the Olympic Pass Randomizer Challenge Cup. Semifinals between alexjas and Knucks. Seed was a little trolly in that we had to go up the mountain. We had to find Book and Cack to get Lamp and Hookshot out of the desert to go get
flippers out of Hera.
Flippers from Hera to go get our Moon Prolapse Zora Ledge, and then so we only just got our Darkhold Axes a couple minutes ago for both runners, and that's about where we're at. Is our regular run-of-the-mill early Darkhold chain.
Yeah, very, very funneling kind of seed where not a lot of items off the beaten path. Both the runners kind of had to do all the same things to get where we're at. Alexa has been a little bit more efficient, but does not have that Desert Palace footing that Knucks does.
Yeah, so we know she will be able to route it with finishing Crystal Mire. We do know it is just it is not an item, it's just a map, I believe, on Landmos, and Alex knows that, which is why he skipped out. He could have done Landmos and he was there. He just decided he wanted better equipment for later.
Yeah, that decision is going to pay off with what we've seen so far in the seed. We're definitely going to admit at some point be able to do Mire and Desert as a 2-for-1 deal.
Yep. Let's see, Knucks is a couple minutes behind in getting to Darkhold Axis effectively. In large part, he took an unfortunate death to the Ball and Chain Guard unintentionally, and had to go back to the front of Escape a second time for that. Also, killing Landmos did take him an extra minute or so, and then some littler things.
And this Thieves Town's been pretty barren.
I was about to say, I don't think there's anything of interest here so far.
Knucks going to make the Skull Woods play there with alexjas optic motive. And this really just fits into kind of the narrative we've seen so far in the first half hour of the seed. Knucks being a lot more thorough in these checks and not leaving anything behind, whereas Alexa's making gambles here and there, not necessarily bad gambles, just decisions to make. And so far, it's paid off. So far, there really hasn't been anything on these off in the corner locations that Knucks has checked.
And, oh right, for MSUs, Knucks is playing with the Grandia MSU, Alex is playing with the Vanilla MSU, as is his usual. I don't believe he pretty much always uses the Vanilla MSU and Vanilla Sprite. That's just his standard Teddiursa Sprite for Knucks.
Didn't see much of Skullwoods either. I don't think we got both items, and Knucks chose not to check the middle entrance.
Yeah, I think it was not much of anything memorable in Skullwoods for Knucks. 10 arrows on the big game.
Yeah, Knucks could get paid off really big here if there's something in Graveyard Legend. We're kind of running out of places where our next piece of progression is going to be. We've got Hog, we've got Eastern, we've got Srusla, but if something's here, it could be a while before Alex gets to it with the way he's played the seed so far.
Eastern Saha and Swamp, or we could just find bits. Okay.
Or the seed is broken because there's actually something in K45 today.
I don't think there was anything on Graveyard Ledge, so I wasn't looking in that direction.
No, it was just some bombs, I believe. Or no, $50. So 10 bombs. 10 bombs by way of the free market.
20 rupees for Alex on Stumpy. And this is going to be a play to swamp with this route, which makes a lot of sense. Probably have to detour the Bombos tablet.
Yeah, unless Alex finds exactly Samaria here. We're heading to the Small Palace.
Nothing on King Sum either, so that will not hurt Alex. That was worth the detour. No, it's not Samaria, but I'll take silvers.
Silver arrows. Like I said, at the start of this race, the one really big quirk of open mode in both the main tournament here and the Challenge Cup is there's only one bow instead of two. The silver arrow replaces a separate item. So Alex has those silver arrows and doesn't know how to do anything with them yet.
Nope. And Silver has the arrows, but no bow to fire them with. You can't just throw them, unfortunately. Knucks is basically just going to follow Alex's footsteps here in Thieves Town's Village of Outcasts. Not going to see any new checks there. And we'll see what's in Swamp. At present, we are missing, what, both rods, Samaria, bow, and potentially bombos for Go Mode?
That sounds like it.
Well, never mind Samaria. And for those who just joined us, we know where Quake is. Haven't been able to pick it up yet, but that is on Spectacle Rock. I don't think Alex peeked it, but he will get to that. But I'm sure Dark Death Mountain's on his to-do list somewhere at some point. So
yeah, now you got Samaria and you've got Mitz. I want to find at least one rod before moving in that direction, but it'll be kind of bad if Meyer ends up being Quake and Lex has not scouted that location out yet.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where he's been a little bit more gambly as he didn't want to go. He just went straight east from the old man instead of taking a detour for Spec Rock without the mirror.
Now, generally, I kind of like not peeking in your bootsless and for Dark World access, and there's 8 on the other side of the mountain as opposed to the 1 in Spec Rock.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and that's a nice setup for the diver down for Alexis. Gonna go do left side swamp here. No reason to skip it when you're missing several items for Go Mode.
Yeah, the only way you get kind of burned by this is if the big key is exactly on the boss and the big chest has an item. Welcome in to Raiders from Radical Snipers channel. Jesse, welcome in. We are watching game 1 of the semi-final match between ALXjas on the left, Knucks man on the right. Playing tournament hard. If you like pieces of heart, right room.
Yep. We are 40 minutes in here on what has so far been a fairly linear seed.
Very linear. It was a bunch of breadcrumbs that led you to the Moon Pearl on Zora Ledge, and now it's just kind of been a fair bit of breadcrumbs. We're finally getting to a point where there might be some room to diverge, but only so far for Alex is Mitz and K45. We'll give him a bunch of options once he's done with Swamp here.
Yep. Mitz and K45 and the Kane on Bumbo's tablet. The Mitz on K45 and Samaria and Kane, sorry, in Swamp being earlier in Swamp being our 2 most recent major finds. Blah.
Yeah.
But yes, this was a very linear early game. We had to find the book in CAC. We had to find the book in Lost Woods, lamp. So you had to find a book in Lost Woods, we had to get the lamp, and to go get the lamp from the desert right side, and hookshot from the desert big chest, to go up the mountain, to go get flippers from Hera, to go get our Moon Pearl from Zora Ledge to guard our Dark World access. That was a collection of fun. Mirror was then Hyde Cave, flew on Lake Island, and then let's go from there. There's our bow.
There's our bow. Spider ate the fly, and the swallowed the spider, etc., etc. It's been one of those seeds.
Yep. And $5.
We're not found a compass. There will be an item on Argus.
Note as well that although it is showing as Knucks is technically a landless fight up on ALXjas, that was just a choice that they made when they were in Desert earlier, picking up their Hookshot and Lamp. Alex, since those were the 2 items in Desert, Alex knows that it is just a compass on Landos and is going to just route that with Fire later.
crystal number 3 for ALXjas2. 3 crystals as well for Knucks. Now some decisions to make for Lex. You head over to Meyer, take a look, see if you can beat it. Do desert while you're here, no matter what. Really, we're just in a hunt for some rockets. And that is Quake that Alex does not know about yet.
No, that is not good news for him. Something has broken, so let me go try something. Gonna do a quick scene swap. Don't mind the restream.
Lex not going to bother to finish desert here. We'll find out about the Quake medallion very shortly. Potentially, let's see if he actually heads up there. Yeah. He's going to head up there. We'll find that Quake medallion. Then you just go back. You just go back and do Misery Miner and Desert, or do you take a look at East Death Mountain?
We'll have to see. Sorry, I just completely spazzed in like the last 30 seconds looking at some restream issues. Haven't we found anything major in the last couple minutes?
No, nothing at all.
Alright, Quake acquired for Alex, and is going to continue here.
So Lex is going to get these checks out of the way. We still have the entire eastern pod area that has had 0 runners take a look at it. And that's a lot of items that either could be our Fire Rod or our Ice Rod. But you make these checks now, you find one or both, and you don't ever have to look at the eastern area after you get done with pod. So there's definitely benefit to both of these. Ether medallion for Turtle Rock means that Bombo's not going to be needed unless the seed is truly cruel and has placed Fire Rod in Ice Palace.
Which is a possibility. Game will do that to you sometimes, as rude as that is.
It's not there. We're going to find it in like 5 minutes.
I'll see. Famous last words. Eventually. Let's see, Super Bunny Caves. Not sure it has anything. And in case viewers are wondering, something broke with the trackers. Trying to mark the bow after having found silver seems to have just broken that icon entirely, and I'm not sure how to fix it. Truz is presently asleep as he is in Germany, and it's currently 2 in the morning. That will have to be fixed at a later date. I just afraid that it's going to look like a bit of a black hole from the rest of the stream on that spot. Not much I can do. Shot Cave has just a shovel in it.
That's not what you want to see it 48 minutes into a seed when you have 2 crystal dungeons you can complete. A lot of other overworld checks to do.
Yeah, that's definitely not the thing you want.
It's going to check it right now, though, which probably the only time you're ever going to want to check it.
Yeah, well, it's still fresh in your mind to get it done with. Next, running through swamp here, and that heart piece isn't really worth it.
Oh my goodness, it's a piece of heart.
And it's going to be a Meyer play, which is sensible for Alex. It's going to just go beat this in desert.
Yeah,
Makes sense to do this before Eastern Pod, since if you go Eastern Pod first, then you might be pushed into Eastern before finishing your other available crystal, which could be a potential efficiency loss. This way it's a little easy. This way it's more of a guarantee as to what you will end up doing post Pod.
Yeah, this is absolutely the right thing to be doing. Not much in the way of reasonable checks for Alex outside of this before heading to Pod Eastern. So these are 2 dungeons you have to complete, get a couple items out of the way. I think all that's left at this point after, besides that Eastern area, is from Alex's perspective, we've got Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and for both runners, I don't think either one has checked Catfish yet, which or Pyramid, which neither of those locations exist. It's fine.
Also, Smith Chain.
Also, locations that don't exist.
Alright, let's keep an eye in the item count for Meyer as we get a small key on the bridge.
Tablet for Knucks, gonna get those swords.
And
there's a fire rod.
Fire rod. Skullwoods is gonna be on our to-do list next then.
I mean, that's a pendant. Ice Palace is a pendant.
The
fire rod is what you wanted. You did not want to find the fire rod first here.
Nah, actually, that was a brain fart. I forgot that those are pendants. Good point. Yeah, we would have rather seen the ice rod first, although both rods in here would be kind of funny.
That would be a bit of a laugh, yes. But we're down to a good old-fashioned ice rod.
Yes, we are, and that is a point from our tracker, Lady Laura Delinda, that we never did see Saha's hut.
Yeah, you're going to check that either after Pod or on the way to Pod, so that's kind of one of those checks in that giant area of items that you're going to deal with all in one pile, but you want to do what you want to do before that, before you have to make a decision on Eastern Palace.
Yep, and interesting, we're going to see some actual genuine divergence for the first time really this race. Knucks is off to Pod Eastern before checking the Meyer area.
Yeah, I don't like this, and
I don't either, because you know it's a 2 in 3 chance of clearing Meyer effectively right now.
Yeah, even if you're not clearing Meyer, you're getting 3 items. You're getting Meyer Shed and you're getting Checkerboard Cave. And if it is Bombos, then you know you're hunting for Bombos along with these 2 rods. You're not going to make it a gambling play. We know Fire Rod's in Misery Mine, Knucks isn't going to find that. But if you find Ice Rod in Palace of Darkness, then theoretically, if you find both rods in Palace of Darkness, you're playing Go mode, and you don't actually know if you're in Go mode or not.
Alright, because the thing too is from Alex's perspective, the way he's routing it is that he's going to be able to do his crystals that are available for his pendants, whereas Knucks is going to be going here before knowing if he can clear another crystal in the form of Meyer, which is a potentially risky play for him because he may well be losing time. We still haven't seen the second item in Meyer, by the way, because Alex is heading for the big chest.
Saw's Closet had nothing for Knucks, man.
Cape, which...
Oh my goodness! Star! Star! That's Go mode at 52 minutes for ALexjas, and it's looking real good for him.
Yeah, that is, because it's either for TR.
Yeah, Alex only knows he's 2/3 of the way. No, Alex knows. Alex just knows. I'm sorry, checked her.
Yeah, he saw it.
Yeah, Alex knows that he's in Go mode.
And this is why Knucks should have checked the Meyer area before going to Pod Eastern. But that is Alex in Go mode. 52 minutes in, pretty speedy for this. Mode.
Not just already being in Go mode, like being in Go mode with every weapon you can have is. In this outside of finding powder or mushroom or something to provide yourself even more edge of safety, you can't really ask for a better loadout in this mode than what you got right now on Alex's side.
No, I mean, he'll probably never get cake, but he doesn't care.
Wow. Chat saying Gamble's really paying off. I don't really think that Alex gambled that much. Didn't do Ice Rod Cave until... I don't think he ever did Ice Rod Cave, but with a flute, you can get back there and check it very quickly. I just don't really think that Alex is the big thing that is a little gambly. Was probably not checked in the Furnace Full Woods, which ended up being empty, but some runners just prefer not to do that, and it's really not that uncommon of a play to ignore Pendant Full Woods. So I really think it's just efficient routing, a little bit of good luck having everything on the path, and not really getting burned by that hammer in the front of Escape for too long.
Yeah, because he found it just a minute or two after Knucks.
Like, that hammer could have been very problematic for Alex the way he routed the seed, but ended up going to the front of Escape before making a play to Sahasa and Eastern.
Oh yeah, because if he'd gone Saha Eastern, that would have cost a bunch of time. And it's also fortunate that checks like Ice Rod Cave didn't have anything.
Yeah, there's easily a world where Alex takes the book, goes and gets the hook shot out of desert, never goes to the front of Escape for a while, goes up the mountain, checks everything but Hera, doesn't get those flippers. There are a lot of ways to have that hammer be really problematic, and Alexa managed to avoid them by not putting that front of Escape check off for too long.
Yeah.
And now Noxman took this fight on with Bruna and Fighter Sword, and Alex gets to Silver Arrow these bad boys right now.
Yep. Very nice and quick fight, and that's going to be his 5th crystal. I didn't get where the break he was for Knucks because I was not paying attention to his side.
I think it's in the back. Knucks did do the right side and then didn't go straight to the boss, and I would definitely be going to the boss if I was in Knucks' seat if I had a big key out of those first 6 checks.
Yeah. That was some accidental misflute from Alex to the wrong portal there. There we go. They've still got probably another 10-15 minutes something in there before Alex gets into GT, so I've got a little bit of time to chill. To watch our runners run through their dungeons. So let's give our runners some shoutouts. Give our runners both a follow, ALXjas2 and Knucksman, to my co-com James FNX, and to our tracker Lady Laura Linda.
Yeah, Alex gonna head in the pod here. Gonna follow Knucks' footsteps a little bit, but Knucks has a lot longer path to travel here, because I can't see how he gets out of checking Eastern Palace at this point.
With this route, I think he pretty much has to. And this is why I would have gone to my area before this, is with this route, he's committing to going to Eastern if he doesn't find anything in Pond, and unfortunately, that hasn't had anything. No.
Yeah.
I'm trolling a little bit, there we go.
Sword just wants hugs. It's a nice squiggly hug.
Yeah, unfortunately Knucks is gonna go Eastern here after, I think, is going to find... Well, there's nothing he can really find at this point.
Yeah, there's nothing to find.
I don't think
I don't think Knucks went to the mire area.
That's what I was thinking. If he didn't
Oh
go
no, he
to
did.
Mire,
If we can see his tracker from the stream. I
oh,
guess he
never
did go to
mind.
mire.
Okay, he did. He just didn't get Quake, which is an interesting play. Hoping, yeah, going pod and then risking an Eastern play instead of going for Mire he know he can beat is a curious one.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, that
There's
changes a little bit.
there's so much value in
discussing.
going up the mountain, finding out if you need to find bombos, getting your Quake medallion, and then making a decision after that point, seeing how much you still need.
Yeah, such because Hookshot Super Bunny Cave is also a bunch of real fast checks.
Yep.
Versus making what is a commitment to Eastern if you find nothing in pod, which is a situation he's found himself in.
And I guess we did have a Big B in the front six because Alex is done with this dungeon. He's gonna head to the back.
Yeah. Have a nice quick run through of pod with that key layout. Brain is a little wonky today, apparently. But this is going to be a really fast seed for Alex, depending on the GT Big Key location, will you? We're in for a fast one.
Yeah, could be 115 is not out of the question with an early GT Big Key.
Yeah,
which is 120 should be with no matter where the Big Key is, which is in an open mode seed, pretty fast.
Yeah. Besides saying, I thought most players tried to avoid going up to Death Mountain multiple times. That's not a consideration in Knucks' position. He knows that he has to make at least 2 more trips up to the mountain because he knows that Quake is up there and he has to get Quake to go back down the mountain for Mire. That's not itself. Like that's not a consideration.
Yeah, there's no way you can save that trip because even if you have both your Rod Steel beat Turret Rock, you're still have to go to Mire, beat Mire, and then come back up to do GT. So
yeah,
you're not saving anything by putting that trip up to get Quake, putting that trip to get Quake off at that point.
Yeah, and that's why I'm curious. He has counted items, and there is not an item on the Armor's Knight, so can save a little time on there. He has read the pedestal here. The book was one of the first things he found, the seed, and it's a heart container. So he's gonna skip that. 320 on the Helmasaur there for Alex, and he's done. It is the Grandia MSU for Knucks. Happy 1 hour, everyone.
6 crystals for Alex. Gonna head up to Turtle Rock.
Yep, and where's Knucks going?
I don't know. Pyramid check.
Yeah, Palace. I think Palace Shuffle threw me off a little bit as to which world he was in. For a second, I was like, huh?
Yeah, at this point, if you've dove Eastern, not found anything, you're looking to make corner case plays at this point to try and buy back some of that time you spent doing things that were not worthwhile. Go through the entirety of Pod and there's nothing there. Go through the entirety of Eastern Palace and there's nothing there. Doesn't matter if you lose by 30 seconds or 30 minutes. So this makes sense from Knucks' side to kind of make these out-of-the-way checks and try and claw some time back. It's just unfortunate we know that's not going to pay off today.
No, because he's hoping that he knows that there's a good chance Alex, went for Quake and got, went Mire before Pod Eastern, which is the case. And so going there is not going to be how he wins the race on the time loss. Unfortunately for him, both rods are in Mire, but that's how RNG goes at times. Thanks for Vonder's Catfish.
Oh, perfect. That's more places for Knucks to look for things that aren't there.
Yeah.
It's going to pick up Quake now, take a look at East Death Mountain, get his Quake, and then I assume you just do a Crystal Dungeon over ice. I can't imagine that Knucks is going to hop in Ice Palace before Mire.
Okay, trackers have been fixed. Thanks, Trez. Non-sarcastically, thanks a lot. Trez has popped around to fix our trackers. So we can in fact now show that they have both had a bow and silvers for a minute.
Best possible start to Turtle Rock. 2 small keys and a big key.
Yeah. Well, you know, we are guaranteed to be able to skip the lava chest, which is always nice.
The only thing that would be better is if we find another small key and chain chomp room.
Yeah, we'll have to see here.
Just a piece of heart, so there is a specific terrible key layout that I'm going to hope that Alex and Knucks don't run into up here.
Yeah. It is possible to need... it is possible this monkey this layout is still troll.
Yeah, because Alex is going to skip big chest and is going to skip lava chest, and if both of those are the last 2 small keys, then Alex will be running back for big chest.
Yep.
Knucks gonna hop into. It's gonna hop into. It's going to get stopped at chain chomp. Doesn't have access to the 2 keys on the right side, so it won't be too long here in Turtle Rock.
No, it is a play that makes sense with his continued gambles now. It's just one of those that isn't going to pay off, and Alexa's going to check Big Chest just to be safe and pick up the map. No need to check Mimic Cave. Although it is generally considered as part of the TR area for all purposes of routing, it is not actually a part of the dungeon for key placement, so you can skip it.
Right. Yeah, Alex choosing to play it safe, making sure he doesn't get key locked out of here. But it would have been a very, very friendly Turtle Rock. Still is. We're not going to take a look at Laser Bridge at all.
He's in go mode. He's got let's see if I can count. He's got 10 hearts. He's got tempered silvers. He's got a bottle. He's fine.
Yeah, Knucks still playing the edges here. It's going to make a look at Spike Cave, which from his seat makes sense. You really just... You're hoping to find something in a really bad spot that Alex would have looked or overlooked and chose not to do. And everything just happened to be on the path today.
Pretty much. Nothing in Spike Cave, and that's going to be a safe quit. I think this basically has to be a Meyer play for Knucks. Well, maybe not has to be. He might do a Smith chain next. We'll see where he flutes to. Depends on when he decides to change his progression. And that is,
Shovel.
Right, yeah, he did just find that.
Yeah, at some point you just have to... You're either just going to do everything but Meyer and just hope that it is there. But at some point you just have to kind of hedge your bets and figure out the things that your opponent would have probably done if this was a complicated seed, and try and cut your losses at some point. But Knucks is going to do Smith Chain here.
Yep. And alright, really quick, chat, since it only got maybe 15-20 seconds for it, we now have all 7 crystals on Alexa's side. Please put a number in between 1 and 22 in chat. Where's this big key against Tower?
I think it's going to be kind of friendly for for Alex. I think it's going to just be sitting in Stalfos room top right. Say that.
My guess is 14, which is going to be either Rando Room or Bob's Chest, usually, depending on the route.
Alright, everyone get their numbers in, get your pencils down. Late entries will be mocked.
That will close once Alex enters GT, which is right now.
You're on notice, Derek. You're on notice. You're well past on notice being. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, Derek was like just barely done being you. Unfortunately, missed the cutoff. Check number 1's the powder. One last safety, speaking of those things.
It's like Knucks found Red Boomerang as Red Boomerang enjoyers are in chat.
Yeah. Some bombs there from the Smiths. Check number 2 is the heart container. Check number 3 is more bombs. You were not right on that check, and that's a small key.
I was incorrect. Thankfully, I will, along with all of you, will get a copy of the Link to the Past Randomizer home game for participating, which is just Link to the Past Randomizer. All right, Knucks has decided that Misery Mire is better than hopping into Pendant Ice, given where Bombos was at. So, Knucks will find out the jokes this seed has.
Yeah. Deciding to cut his losses and decide, okay, I'm just gonna go over here instead of and go back to the route. Mushroom and GT right side. We're up to
11, I believe.
Yeah, let's see. That's what 6. It's because it's 5 on left side, 6, 7 Hope Room. Yeah, that's 11.
Yeah, Tau Room doesn't exist.
With this route, trying to get as many checks as quickly as possible. Check number 12 is 10 arrows. And
yeah,
Knucks will be in go mode at least before Lex finishes.
Yeah, this route is a little bit better at finding things in the front of either side without kind of burning you in a location that's up front on one side or the other. But worse if it's in a deeper location like Rando Room or Ice Armos.
Yeah.
It's really as long as you have a route that you do well and stick to. It's really kind of just it's kind of astrology. What's your are you a hope left sun sign, or are you a rando rush? Really, it's just all kind of it all evens out for the most part. There are better routes than others for speed if your execution is perfect, but none of us are perfect executors, I don't think.
No, I mean everyone has so even the best of runners have a bad day.
Yeah.
I would be a little concerned if someone was 100% 100% of the time.
Can't all be down to you.
Continued no sign of this big key, by the way. We're up to 17 checks and still no sign of it. For 18 is going to be Bob Chest, then 19 through 21 behind the Ice Armos, and then if it's still not there, we're going all the way to check number 22 on Tile Room. Well, let's check number 18. And I'm pretty sure everyone loses at this point. Because the highest guess was 17.
Yeah, Tresco will be keeping those valuable internet points.
And And 19 is for Red Rupee, 20 is Straight Bombs, 21 is the big key, and we're out of here. No time.
21 blackjack. Valanoth, you were closest. You can tell your friends that you didn't win, but you were the closest today. I wouldn't bother putting that one on the resume, though. You did, in fact, Price is Right win. You were the closest to that going over.
And there it is for Knucks. So we can see his face cam on our commentary page. The chat can't see it. Definitely had an opinion about fighting both rods back to back in Meyer.
Yeah, I would too. I would definitely have an opinion about that.
Especially with the route he's done. He knows, unfortunately, that this just wasn't the way. This just did not.
You find the second rod in my Misery Mire, and it was like, all right, just not done already. And I'm not huge on forfeiting races, but I would not feel in a very good position if I was Knucks and found those two items where I found them. That's for sure.
No. Because he's done all of Eastern for nothing. He's done a lot of overworld checks for nothing. He knows he could have gone Meyer before Pod East and saved a bunch of time. Yes, Power. 2 items in Meyer and they were both rods for good. What a troll indeed. Unfortunately, Knucks did not get Spooky Glitch, it looks like there.
I do things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Alex did a nice recovery in Torch Room. Got kind of hung up on one of those blocks trying to get from East Torch to the North Torch quickly, but go the long way around, drop off, go.
That is a death that hurts for Knucks on video there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Unfortunately, Viddy can be a bit of a troll, especially on Green Mail.
Yeah, people give this item pool a lot of flack, and I agree with some of the discussion around it. The pieces of heart do mean you get more refills in dungeons, and it's a little bit easier than the standard hard pool that is from the website. But Green Mail is still Green Mail, and these bosses can be a pain in the butt. Big time.
Yep. I believe that was a double for Alex. 2 doubles. There's the single there.
Yeah, the old 2 into 1. Both those orbs hit at the same time. You only get credit for 1 shot.
Yeah. Again, having a little fun fact, did you know you can't hum while holding your nose closed? You can, in fact, I believe, yes.
That's something that was neither fun nor a fact.
I know, I believe I've tried that before. This is the first time I've heard that, and I cannot do it myself, though I won't make chat listen to that. So you are free to test that out.
2 and 2 for Alex here. Not the NMG standard. We did try and get the 1-1 setup, but kind of missed the spin. But fair amount of health. I think has a fairy in a bottle, so safety as well. Knucks did get out of Misery Mire, pick up crystal number 6. But Alex in phase 3 should be safe from here. Has silver arrows. Really not going to have much of the trouble for the rest of this fight. And get your GGs in chat. That is arrow number 4. Ganon is down. And ALexjas2 going to pick up the win here in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. 1 win away from the finals.
Yep, going to finish with the official race time. .gg time of 1:19:30.
Just under 120, even with a terrible GT Big Key location for the route Alex took.
Yep.
But, yeah, this is pretty much a jet seed. I don't think much of anything was off the beaten path.
Yeah.
A little bit of a breadcrumb seed at the start, giving you a moon curl, but after that, just do some dungeons and bother to check K45.
Pretty much, and we are going to get both runners in for an interview, so as this is on a 10-minute delay. Alex has been done for about 10 minutes. And we're going to watch Knucks continue to play through TR here while we interview both runners. And we are now joined by both of our runners, Chi-Chi.
GG's.
GG's to the both of you, and really kind of a very linear seed at the start. Looking back at it, it could have been... I don't think there's a lot to talk about at the end of this. It's the decision to go into Mire or not. Really is kind of what settled the race. But the hammer at the very beginning could have been a very nasty location for you, Alex, given what you'd chosen to do before going back to the front of escape.
Yeah, you're right. I thought about going straight to desert, but I was like, let's just finish I roll since I did the back. It's kind of fast, so it paid off with that hammer, of course.
Yeah, there's a very easy way where you go to desert, you get your hook shot, you go up the mountain, you do everything but Hera, and then what do? Do you do Eastern? Do you do Sarasla, or do you actually go back to the front of escape after that? It's a big potential for ending up full clearing and last with that hammer.
No, I agree, and the thing is I didn't have any fire source, so I was like, okay, let's do eye roll because I don't have a fire source, but then, of course, the fire source is in desert, so, but I didn't want to complete it because last item was on the boss, so I was like, well, we can do that later with that hook shot, so that opens pretty much everything, so.
And Knucks, you were a bit more thorough than Alex at the start of the seed. You did a lot of the corner side checks that Alex kind of either shaved off or put off to later. One thing is you chose to fight Lambo on Fighter Sword while you were there in Desert Palace after finding both items. What made you want to hop in there and do that?
Well, when I was down in that area, I only had the one bomb, so I just figured I could do more going to desert than I could trying to go right side light world. So you only need one bomb going to desert to get a Gina and then going into desert, and I figured I might as well clear it while I could.
Yeah, and you got both items. I was just wondering why you chose to stick around to fight the boss. Alex left it for later and it ended up working out pretty well for him. given that Mizramara was required and that the mirror was pretty easy to access.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. It was pretty easy to do it with the Meyer play after getting that medallion that I didn't have. I did want to check if I could do it my first trip, but of course I could not with only one medallion. But it was pretty lucky to get it, I guess. After that, since I didn't want to go up the mountain before I had like the boots or the mirror, so I could like get the 2 items, and one of what I wanted was there. So
Not really a lot more to talk about on this seed. Game 2 coming
it
up.
was straightforward of a seed, really. Just
oh, it was honestly really pretty straightforward. I mean, do dungeon and you're fine, right?
Yeah.
pretty much.
Game 2 coming up. We won't see open hard in that one. Knucks, you gotta pick a win here. What mode do you want to see tomorrow?
Well, let's go with Fad Keys or McBoss.
All right, Alex, what are you hoping for?
Well, I mean, I love boot start, so maybe a standard boots. I don't know, but I'm pretty much open to anything.
Gotcha, yeah, because that will be tomorrow, your game 2, which will be at noon Eastern. 6 p.m. CEST, 9 a.m. Pacific. That will be here on one of the CSR channels. Channel assignment is looking like CSR main. That just went up sometime during this restream, so we do hope to see y'all for that restream. That should be an interesting race, and then the winner of the Orb series here is going to move on to face Keyston in the grand finals. Yeah, let's see. We do see you now taking that Trinix there on the restream next. Let's see. Does chat have any questions for our runners? I should ask. I am a little bit out of questions myself.
But you're right. I mean, it was so straightforward, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because once you get Manpearl, you get Dark World access, you do your dungeons, and you're discussing the difference between on the restream between getting Quake and going to Meyer, which is guaranteed to be a crystal, and deciding, and then you go pod after, and then if you find nothing in pod, go Eastern versus go pod, deciding whether you want to do Eastern and risk it your go modes just to Meyer instead, and that ended up being the difference.
Yeah, and
but that's how the random goes.
In Meyer, you have 2 rod in there, so you have 2 items, and of course they're fire rod and ice rod.
Yeah. I ended up calling that one on restream as I said, oh, it would be funny if both rods were in here, and well.
That was it.
Yep. Yes, it was.
Anything else before we take off, Alex? Knucks?
Nope, just appreciate the work you guys did, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, GG's, as we do in fact see that Knucks has elected to did elect to quit the seat in front of GT there. But good luck to you both tomorrow. Let's see. Please do give both of our runners here a follow, Knucks and alexjas2, to my co-com James, and to our tracker lady Laura Linda. So thanks to everyone in chat for watching. Coming up ahead on the ZSR schedule, we've got a busy weekend as per the usual. Tomorrow we'll be at noon Eastern. We'll have the Majora's Mask Randomizer Standard Weekly Race. And then at 12:10 p.m. Eastern with a delay, we'll have Game 2 for these 2 runners. Looks like we also will have Game 2 of the Game 2 if needed. I did not check the result of that match yet. This just also ended between the winner randomizer mini blitz tournament group there grand finals between Blankseye and Cine. We also got a couple of our regular run up of our regular weekly races, and we'll have more matches coming up for the ALttPR Cross Keys tournament as well. Next one scheduled right now is going to be Monday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern between Adirondack Brick and Zeruvian, and we'll be adding more matches for that coming up, as well as the ALttPR Old Dungeons Key Sanity tournament brackets are starting up soon. We'll be putting on race streams for that as well, so plenty of matches to be coming up if you want to check out more Zelda action. In the meantime, though, that will be it here for us. Thank you for watching all, and have a good night.